What is up, guys? Thank you so much for the time and thank you for coming back. Today, we are here with some really amazing creators to talk about the creator economy. We have a lot of exciting stuff to get into, so I want to kick it right off, pass it over to some of the amazing creators we're joined by today. I'm going to start with Allie, then send it over to Jack, and then end up with Matthew. Allie, how are we feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Excited to talk about creator coins and creator economies. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here.
Love it. Jack, how are we feeling, brother?
Feeling great, man. Appreciate you having me. A lot of cutting edge stuff going on with the creator coin market. So excited to chop it up about all of it.
Thank you for coming here, Matt. Matt, how are we feeling today?
Very good. Very good. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me. Let's jam.
Of course, of course. So the reason that I put this panel together is I think all of you guys are working on some very exciting and creative stuff within the creator economy, all coming from slightly different angles. So what I hope to accomplish today is really giving a lens on the different areas that you're exploring, most importantly, how your community is receiving all of these different crypto trends that are going on right now, and then some takeaways for other creators that want to build in this space. I think that it's important to recognize it's a very deep rabbit hole. Creators are very excited about this, but when you come to talk to your audience about it, it can be very, challenging. And so with that, I want to start off just talking about how did you guys first get into the different crypto products that you're working on? If you could give a very, very quick background on sort of your involvement with crypto and sort of the creator economy, it'd be very helpful to shine a lens on sort of the ways you're using this technology today. So Allie, let's start with you. How are you using crypto in your day-to-day today?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess to give a little background, I come from the video game world. So I'm a gaming content creator, a Twitch streamer, YouTuber. And I first learned about crypto back in 2017. There's a lot of overlap between gamers and crypto enthusiasts. It makes sense. So that's when I first heard about it. So when I had the opportunity to create my own coin, Allie coin, I was like, I believe that this will resonate with some of my community. I play strategy games and you can kind of think of crypto is kind of like a strategy game. So right off the bat, I would say that there was definitely some connection. And I've been able to essentially have this new tool set that, I can use with my community and give back to them in different ways. And one of the biggest things I've done so far with it has been running a tournament circuit. So I've basically set like a little threshold, like if you hold a certain amount of my coin, you can participate in tournaments. And then I do the prize pool out in tournaments. And that's just really been an organic way to like boost a lot of enthusiasm for something that's like special to my community in gaming and also marrying it with crypto and my creator coin. So it's been amazing so far. And I just want to keep innovating all these different ways to use it and see where the space goes.
Absolutely. And I mean, on my end, Allie is one of the flagship creators on Rally. When I first discovered that platform, she was someone that was doing a phenomenal job about it way before anyone was talking about this. So I applaud you for that early innovation and leap of faith. I think that you really put yourself in a strong position. I know your community really loves it.
Yeah. There definitely was some, apprehension at first because I really was one of the first people to join the platform. But with time, I think with enough like use cases and people seeing the value in it, a lot of people have gotten really excited and hopped on board.
Love that. Jack, I know that when I first met you here in LA, I was blown away by the fact that you had a creator coin on Rally. It was something that really sparked the moment in my mind because I was like, hey, here's this niche industry that I'm passionate about. And here's this fucking dope kid that's out here doing the stuff with the technology in a really meaningful way. I'd love to hear on your end, how did you first hear about this whole world of doing a creator coin and what was it that excited you about it?
Yeah, man. So my first intro into the creator coin world was through Jason over at Yellowheart, and he helped with the onboarding process for my creator coin, and they kind of have this marriage with Rally, the Rally network. And essentially the way it was broken down to me is it's a way that we can actually have a coin with real utility that's very niche to the specific creator or whoever is backing the coin. So for me, for example, my whole brand is pastel, and so we created the pastel coin essentially to give my fans and people who want to get a little bit deeper in on my stuff some exclusivity. It started as exclusivity, and that's just kind of skimming the surface. So as of right now, what we do is we have a subsection within my Pastel Discord where it's a specific coin holders, subsection where people can join in with their video chats. And essentially every time we release something, a piece of content, whether it be a new song, a new music video, the night before, what we've been doing is premiering it live in the subsection of the Discord, the Pastel Discord, where coin holders get to see the content the night before. They get to feel like they're a part of something and they have early access to something. And so that's just like skimming the surface. It's been amazing because a lot of my fans, I think, unlike Allie, they aren't necessarily too technologically savvy. And yeah, they don't come from a world where a lot of them are aware of what crypto is and, the benefits of it. And it's been cool because I feel like I've been learning hand in hand with them, and it's amazing. Everything we have coming out, there's going to be some sort of utility where we use the coin to give them an early look, a sneak peek. We're dropping the first line of the pastel merchandise streetwear line next month, and so we're going to have like a weekend exclusivity period where only coin holders have first dibs on items and whatnot. And we're going to have a specific item that's only available to coin holders. And so, I feel like I said, we're just kind of skimming the surface right now, but there's a lot we can do with it. And it's exciting just learning about it as we go.
Yeah, man. And I think on my end, seeing someone of your caliber who's developed such a big fan base online, really leaning into this technology in a meaningful way, it's super inspiring. I think it can be really daunting for someone of your caliber to take that leap of faith and go into a crypto world and put your social capital on the back of a token. But on my end, you've done nothing but a fantastic job with it. And I'd like to say you're having a lot of fun with it too.
Oh, absolutely, man. I appreciate all the insight you've given me too.
Yeah, it's what I can do. And I mean, speaking of that insight, Matt, I feel like you're the one who's been deepest down the rabbit hole here with what you're working on SongCamp. Can you give a quick background on sort of first and foremost your artist project leading into the crypto world and now what you're working on the SongCamp front?
Yeah, so I'm a musician, singer, and songwriter, and been focused on my recording artist career for the last maybe 4 or 5 years. And around when the pandemic hit, I moved back from LA to where I'm from, Montreal, and in that move, started catching up with a friend who's deep down the rabbit hole, still is, and was at the time like kind of at the edges of where DeFi was, decentralized finance and crypto and a decentralized exchange and all these things that sounded crazy to me that I didn't understand, but he started explaining it to me and soon connected me to digital art and like what was happening in the NFT space. And as a musician, I really cared about how does this stuff meet art? How does it meet like the street, not just down into kind of the technological pipes. So that really perked me up. And I started just really falling down the rabbit hole of what was happening with NFTs. And of course, visual art is where it really connected and started taking off in 2020 and obviously into this year. And through that, just soaking up a ton of just information and knowledge, and through Cooper and the like, learning about the space. And from all that, kind of in April of this year, launched SongCamp, which is a kind of Web3 laboratory, a community to explore at the edges of music and Web3, knowing that this stuff really does offer a completely new paradigm of value realization for artists and empowerment for artists and cutting out middlemen for artists, but not really knowing exactly how this stuff is going to work. It's all so new. So can we just run experiments together as a community? So in April to May, we ran our first experiment, which was very much like a songwriting camp that you would find in the real world. 3 groups of 3 incredible musicians created 3 songs over the period of 2 weeks. And then we minted those as NFTs on a website called catalog.works, which is focused on audio first NFTs, and sold those in auction. And it all went really well. And we saw the resonance this was having with people. And we're now in our second experiment, which is called SongCamp Electra. And the first one really worked well because we created these music in a fast and fun way, but it didn't end there like a songwriting camp does. It bled into the visual support and also the release of that music, because Web3 makes it so that it could be fast and fun and inclusive of just the people who are creating the music and not bringing in all these other kind of incentives and people. And so for this next one, we decided, okay, if visual support and Web3 support works really well, what if we build like a whole production house around 3 songs and 3 groups creating? So we have this songwriting camp and then we have this production house around it. And they are building this world, this story called Electra, which is basically becoming this audio visual, kind of like a fiction podcast with visual support. And 3 songs are going to be sprouting out of this world in the next 2 weeks, actually. So we're kind of 3/4 of the way through, I would say, this first phase of Electra. Where it gets that much more interesting is into the world of DAOs and turning these communities on with a token. And that's what Electra becomes. So after this phase 1 of the SongCamp incubation of this Electra story and basically album, we then shift into the Electra DAO, which has an Electra token graph and all the contributors to the world who've created it, and then also the participants who funded it through a crowdfund we ran and are interacting with the beta of Electra. We collectively will own Electra and decide how this gets rolled out in its next phase. So a lot of stuff. We're throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. And it's just been a whole lot of fun.
It's definitely been a lot of fun. And I mean, on my end, I've been watching it every step of the way. I've been extremely impressed by the way that you guys are using the tools that exist today. You mentioned Catalog, that crowdfund was run on a platform called Mirror. A lot of the work that you're doing is really touching the cutting edge of where crypto meets music. And it's been fascinating just to watch, you as a leader here really educate and inspire the people in that camp. I think for a lot of them, they're also very new to crypto, but they've been able to find a home in terms of what you're building and having friends to build and do cool crypto shit with.
Totally. That's a big, exciting part of it. Is it's not only just like exploring at the deep edges of the rabbit hole, it's also people taking their first dip in and really talented musicians who this stuff is hard to figure out and hard to understand. So let's figure it out together. Yeah.
And I think, when you say hard to figure out, I think it's easy to start talking about crypto and sort of the ways that crypto is very difficult today. But one thing I want to highlight is that even a platform like Discord is very challenging to people who have never used it before. You're like, oh, what's this community chat app that has all these different channels and all these different servers? Allie, I'd like to say that you were active on Discord before even making your creator coin. Can you talk a little bit about how that platform has progressed as someone who's actively using it on the streaming side and sort of what it's used for today?
Yeah, absolutely. Discord has been absolutely incredible. Like, I had a Discord channel just for my Ali Straza gaming community for probably 5 years now. And then I decided to make an Ali coin specific Discord channel. And one of the most amazing things that I've seen with Rally is that there are bots that are integrated with Rally and Discord. So community members can send AliCoin with it, like, to each other by like one simple command. Or when I have my tournaments and I pay out the prize pool, I can easily do it through Discord. I can have like coin gated channels within the AliCoin Discord channel. So I have like my VIP members, or there's so many different things that you can do. And, with how, with creator coins, like, essentially it's just community building, right? And so communities need a place to hang out and chat. So Discord has been absolutely instrumental for the organization and communication between my community. So yeah, if you don't have a Discord for your creator coin community, I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, and even if you don't have a creator coin, I think one thing I'm starting to realize is that just organizing your fans in a place where they can meet one another and have value-added conversations, it's something very underrated. There's a lot of creators online who have these huge, huge followings, but they don't engage with their fans more so than posting on Instagram, maybe tweeting here or there. And so what I found is that Discord is a way to build a relationship with that creator and really build meaningful connection. Jack, I think that you're a great example of this as someone that I'd like to say is a pretty prominent following on the traditional platforms like Instagram, Twitter, et cetera. How have you found that Discord has allowed you to go deeper with some of those fans and build stronger relationships?
Well, just like you said, man, it's crazy because a lot of these people, sometimes it's easy for somebody to get lost in the crowd, in terms of just sending me a DM, let's say, where, I'm getting hundreds of DMs a day. On the specific Pastel Coin Discord subsection of my Discord, it's great because I feel like I know a lot of these fans by name now. It gives them a chance to get more intimate with me, ask me more, specific questions that I may otherwise never see, and so it's been great, seeing just the people who support me actually be able to get my support back. And I think it really is a win-win for everybody in that sense. So yeah, it's been great. And I wasn't really on Discord until I onboarded my creator coin and started getting into it. And so it's really kind of forced me to learn the platform too. And I think there's a lot of utility outside of my coin that I'm going to be using Discord for in the future, just because I love the platform so much. So.
Yeah. And I think, Matt, what I love about what you're building with Songcamp is that it's not only about sort of meeting fans, you're assigning responsibilities and roles to a lot of these contributors. Can you talk a little bit about how you're sort of forming a working group around Songcamp and how Discord serves as sort of the home to aggregate that talent?
Yeah, I mean, Discord, it's wild. Like, to think that I wasn't on Discord a year ago and now it's literally like where I spend my entire days. It is the office. It's like, to me, when I think of the metaverse, I think of Discord. Discord is like the office building. It's like the best WeWork ever, where there's just like everyone's community and what they're doing is in there. And then like Twitter is like the wider neighborhood. It's like the streets out there. And yeah, so we've really organized within Discord, running all kind of the operations in Songcamp. And right now, and this kind of went for the first camp we ran too, we sort of create kind of almost like a camp level or camp role within our Songcamp Discord. And there's just like a huge suite of channels that are related to the Electric Camp. And those are broken down into a few different sort of subgroups. We've got the strategy team, we've got the song squads, which are the 3 groups of 3, again, creating the sort of pillar songs that will be coming out soon. And then we have the visual squad who's creating all the visual support. And then we have the Swarm, which is the new addition to this camp. And they are a group of 10 to 12 engineers, vocal artists, producers, and they're working on all the story-based Electra audio, and also the script writing actually sprouted out of the Swarm as well. So some organic things that we didn't even plan for, but like, yeah, it's proven pretty powerful to create these sort of contained groups and then slowly kind of let them flower into what they want to be, and then cross-pollination starts happening, all in Discord. It's a wild place to be.
Definitely a wild place to be. And the one thing I want to pull out there is that, when you think about creators starting to use crypto and having a token on the back of their brand, there's a perception that you're all in it by yourself, that everything that the creator does is what drives all the value. I think a commonality here is that all of you guys have amazing teams around you that are supporting the work that you're doing. Allie, I would love for you to talk very briefly about sort of the mechanics behind, first and foremost, like the idea of like a Discord moderator, a Twitch moderator, and sort of the roles that they play. And then thinking a little bit bigger, how are you evolving beyond that typical structure into something that's a little bit deeper and a little bit more involved based on this new creator coin ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. So Twitch moderators, Discord moderators, they're basically appointed individuals to help make sure that things don't go too crazy, right? It's the internet, and people are going to come into chat rooms and, every once in a while are going to say rude stuff or whatever. So they kind of keep the peace, keep the flow. And yeah, they really become these, examples for the community, right? So when you put someone as a moderator, you're saying, hey, I trust you, you're to sort of be this example for the community. So that's, it's crazy now that I've essentially hired someone to sort of be this community manager for my Allie Coin Discord to help moderate, be an admin, make sure things go smoothly. And it's something that just sort of happens naturally, with involvement in a community. If you're really active and talking to a lot of people, eventually you just sort of kind of build that relationship with the community where you're like, I want to help in some way. And that's what's really so beautiful about this. So yeah, and I can envision this only growing more and more. So
yeah, I think it's cool too, because when you start looking under the hood beyond like buy my token, because it's something that you can buy and hopefully the price goes up, to like thinking about what this means under the hood, it's a really fascinating new world where you have your fans taking key ownership in your projects, actually playing prominent roles in the day-to-day involvement and what you're doing. Jack, here in LA, I think that there's a lot of culture around like speculating on tokens and doing all this like crazy stuff with trading Dogecoin and whatnot. How have you juggled that ethos with sort of what you're building and the intent you have for Pastel Coin in the world of sort of people thinking that crypto is only good for sort of it going up in price?
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen the shit coins just being pushed down people's throats by a lot of influencers too. And it's crazy. I mean, I still to this day will be getting at least like 2 or 3 like offers like, hey man, we'll give you value in coin if you push this to your followers. And essentially all that shit is a pump and dump. I don't even feel moral even, entertaining the idea of that. And a lot of people have gotten away and probably made a good grip of money, a lot of influencers, just by kind of deceiving their fans in a sense. But the great thing about creator coins is there's actual genuine utility based on each creator. It's on a case-to-case basis. And one thing I like to do, which is awesome, Rally, actually, the network has a rewards program. So if you have a very active community around your coin, and there's people who are constantly buying and just being involved with the coin in general, they reward you on a week-to-week basis. And so what's great about this is I'm an independent artist. Anything I pay for comes out of my pocket, and I always encourage my fans anybody who's supporting the coin to put their weekly rewards back into Pastel. What I do always is if we have a week where we're eligible for the rewards program, I'll put half back into Pastel, and then the other half we just save there, and we kind of use it as this it's almost like the community label for any upcoming visuals. And to take it a step further, what we love to do, and we're actually doing it for the first time with this upcoming music video we're filming for my next single, where we have 2 treatments that are going to be available for the community, the Pastel Coin community, to vote for in the subsection in the Discord. And so essentially it's like the funding, the rewards that are coming from Rally on a week-to-week basis, and are going to be funding the music video, so to speak, the people who are active in the community actually have a say as to how that's going to be put forth. And they have a say as to how that's going to be used. So they can either pick treatment A, treatment B, and we want to take it even further and let fans even come up with ideas. And we actually can see them all because it's a much more, intimate community. And so, yeah, it's really great just actually having a coin that I believe in and is based around my brand. And it's not just something that it feels like a pump and dump. It's really in it for the long game. And I think there's so much innovation to be had, man. I mean, when I got on the platform, I think there might've only been 40, 50 creators. Now I see there are over 150 on Rally, and it's just growing every day. There's new creators hopping on board every week. And I think people are really waking up. And I think any artist, who isn't signed to like a major label could really get some great utility out of this and almost have a self-sustaining ecosystem just based around their coins community and whatnot. And so it's been great to just see it all unfold.
Yeah, man. I think the reputation behind it is so important, right? I think for a lot of those influencer games that you mentioned before, it's very easy to make a quick post on your Instagram story, say, go buy this token. But with creator coins, I really love how deeply intertwined these ecosystems are to the brand that you've been building. And so it can be intimidating at first to get started because there is a lot of pressure to make sure that you give a commitment to it. But I think that's also a good thing. The fact that you do have a high degree of association with this economy, that you want to see it do well in the long term, I think it really binds you together to make this something more meaningful over a longer time horizon, rather than what we see elsewhere, which is like, I'm gonna tweet about this token once, they're gonna send tokens to my wallet, and that's the end of it. Like, this is a much more meaningful relationship with the token and with the project over the long term. I think, Matt, something that Jack touched on that I think is really interesting about what you're doing is having this sort of community treasury to share funds with your fans and with your supporters to do meaningful stuff together. Can you talk very briefly about the crowdfund that you guys run on Mirror and how you're using that to empower the people contributing to Songcamp?
Yeah, so we ran a crowdfund for the second experiment for Songcamp Electra. And essentially it was an NFT crowdfund where you got both an NFT, which was a portal ticket to go through the portal to travel with us to Electra, and you also got a fungible token in an Electra token, and that basically creates this this group of backers who are also becoming like the first, like I said, participants or beta interactors with this Electra world as it's created in real time, and then it also funds the collective group who is building the Electra world, and we're able to now take those funds and disperse that amongst the people in camp to do what we love to do, which is make art. And now we have actual funds to create this world together. The other exciting thing about that is, as we grow this space together and we all have Electra tokens based off of our contributions, whether it was through the crowdfund, through funding it, or through creating art or doing work for the DAO, we now have this like contribution graph of Electra token holders who get to collectively decide how this world continues to grow, how this album rolls out. And that graduates into a place where, not only can fans of this project come and like get involved and participate in it in deeper ways, but we could see a future where the funnel goes from listening to this fiction podcast album in your car all the way to becoming a character on that podcast one day. So like, that's the world we want to live in, and so we're creating it.
Super inspiring. Guys, I want to end off this panel by talking a little about, what do you say to people who are looking into this ecosystem and wanting to get involved but might have some reservations? As people who have really taken that leap of faith and gotten into the creator economy world, what advice do you have to either creators that are looking to get involved or to other people that want to get involved with creator economies that exist today?
And in terms of the creator side of things, I would say that, if you're looking to want to have a coin, like, it's really about finding what is unique about you. Like, if you haven't noticed by listening to all of us talk today, we all come from different subsets of different industries and are creating an economy around ourselves. So it's like finding what is unique to you and what you're passionate about, and, thinking of different ways that you could provide value to people who also share in that passion. So, yeah.
Well said. Very well said. I mean, I think to me, creator coins is just about freedom within your community, And I think I see people, and even just talking, to Matt and Allie here, they have vastly different integrations than I feel like even I have, but they all still check off some form of utility within their individual communities. And so to me, it's about just taking the leap and, not being scared of the unknown, because I know just creator coins, crypto in general, can be very off-putting to some people. It's a lot to wrap your mind around, but once you actually take a little initiative, which I was kind of just thrust into this world. You know, my manager introduced me to the people over at Rally and Yellowheart, and I was so glad that he made that intro, because after I actually, started digging into it and, just taking a hands-on approach and really learning about what all Rally has to offer and Creator Coins have to offer, I think it really just kind of, changed my view of how everything works and the view of the future of artists and the music industry in general, and how actually beneficial that something like a Creator Coin could be for any given artist,
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like there's definitely a preconception around tokens, around coins, but I think jumping into the community aspect, I think there's only one way to get the feel for that, and that's to taste it experientially. So jumping into the Twitter, the Discord, the different NFT marketplaces, and get a feel for the art and community, and that's the way you're going to connect to this stuff.
Awesome. Well, guys, we're right at time here. If we could really quickly go around the horn, I'd love for you to tell people where they can step with you and learn more about your projects.
Sure. You can find my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/AllieStraza, Twitter, AllieStraza, Instagram, AllieStraza. If you Google me, you'll find the stuff. And if you want to join the Allie Coin Discord, there's always conversations going on about crypto and my economy and that kind of stuff. So you should definitely join that, which the link to that is on my Rally page. So you can find it there too.
Yeah, so my artist name is, it's pronounced Jack J. I had to flip the A upside down to a V for legal reasons. I guess there was already a group over in Europe that had the name Jack J. Regardless, though, if you look me up on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, I got a lot of music out, a lot of stuff constantly dropping. And yeah, my coin is the Pastel coin. It's my brand. It's an acronym that stands for Progression Always Starts Through Experiencing Life. And so the whole mantra behind it is just, pushing yourself to get outside of your comfort zone every day and saying yes to more things and just broadening your horizons in life in general. And so that's what Pastel Coin's all about. And you can find it on the Rally Network, just with a quick little search at the top. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Yeah, I'm at Matthew Chaim on everything, my name, and that's also what my music is under on all the platforms. And then Songcamp is mainly living right now on Twitter and on Discord, and you can find it at songcamp_ on Twitter. And also if you want to dig deep on the information that's happening at Songcamp, the best place to go is to read up on our long form articles on Mirror, which is at songcamp.mirror.xyz.
Amazing. Andy, thank you so much for having us, man. You want to bring us home here?
Thank you guys so much. What a great panel. Thank you for coming on and being part of SmartCon. We hope to share more experiences with you guys in the future. I followed those of you on the Twitters and the audios where I could find you. So you got at least one follower, and the chat has been fantastic. People are digging it. And there's just tangents that happen because people got excited about this topic and that. And so there was a ton going on. What a fantastic conversation. Thank you all.